I meet volleyball players all the time that say they're training really hard, but nothing that they do seems to translate to a bigger vertical jump or a higher spike touch. Now, I've been helping volleyball players jump higher and gain strength intelligently for 14 years, and these 6 essential tips I'm going to share with you right now is going to be your first steps towards jumping higher, and tip number 3 is going to absolutely blow your mind. The first tip if you want to jump higher is you need to be doing more single leg strength exercise. Now, it's common knowledge you need to be back squatting, deadlifting, and doing all these bilateral exercises where you're using 2 legs at a time. But as a volleyball player, at least most of them, you're going to notice there's a big discrepancy between strength and power between your left and right leg. So once you start doing more single leg strength exercise, your overall strength will really start to improve, which help translate to more power output, which is really, really critical to help you jump higher. The second tip is your total results that you get are actually coming down to your ability to make small weekly improvements on your exercise. So you need to be competing against yourself on a week-to-week basis on improving on your exercise. So that might be lifting a heavier weight, moving a weight faster, performing more reps, holding a position longer, moving on to a more advanced variation of an exercise. But if you're going to jump a lot higher, you're in a regular competition with yourself to make small, consistent weekly improvements on your exercise. This is absolutely critical. The third tip is you need to be doing more single leg plyometric exercise. And this is absolutely critical. So similar to what I was mentioning about doing single leg strength exercise, like doing single leg plyometrics will really help you improve your power output even when you're jumping off of 2 feet. So what happens in volleyball, you're always jumping off 2 feet. You're always jumping off 2 feet, and you're so adapted to that. And what I mean by adapted, because you've done it so much, it doesn't ignite all these extra gains in your vertical. But once you do more single leg plyometric exercise, you'll probably notice is you're not so great at it right away. It feels a little uncomfortable. You feel slow off the ground. But when you start adding more single leg plyometric exercise, you're going to start noticing week by week, I'm getting a little more powerful. I'm getting off the ground a little bit faster. So you need to challenge yourself with single leg plyometrics. With your single leg plyometrics, just like most things when it comes to training, it needs to be progressive. Don't immediately go to the most intensive single leg plyometric exercise right away. You want to start with more simple plyometric exercise and then slowly build up the intensity over time.
Let's take a pause. If you like the content of this video, subscribe below for all of the upcoming videos.
The fourth tip is you need to work on improving your jump technique. So this is both your approach jump and also your blocking technique. So when it comes to your approach jump, your ability to accelerate fast in your approach and then translate that fast approach into a big jump by using a big arm drive and keeping an upright torso and good body positioning. This is absolutely critical to help you jump higher. So when I'm watching a lot of, especially younger athletes do their approach and jump, they're not accelerating their approach, they're slowing down. Their arm drive is late. This causes you to be on the ground for too long. And then sometimes they even fall too far over when they're approaching and it just takes too long to get up in the air. So you need to optimize that. And the same thing when it comes to your blocking technique, right? You'll be able to move more efficiently laterally, having a better crossover step, be able to use your arms properly to get up and seal the net. So obviously to jump higher, improving your jump technique can be extremely beneficial. The fifth tip is you need to take more risks in practice, especially on your attacking. So what I mean by this is try to leave a little extra late on your approach. This is going to force you to approach extra fast. When you come in, try to swing at the ball extra hard. And the reason why this is important is if you're going to level up your attacking to jump higher and hit harder, then you need to challenge yourself, right? And if you leave extra late, approach extra fast, and swing extra hard, what's going to happen is you're going to make an error. You're going to make another error. You're going to hit the biggest ball of your life. You're going to hit another biggest ball of your life. You're going to make another error. And over time, it becomes more consistent. But what I regularly see is athletes being too conservative and tentative in practice. And when you're conservative and tentative, it doesn't force you to improve on anything. If you're going to improve on something, you need to push yourself, right? And practice is a really good time to make errors. Like, for example, if you went to the women's US national team practice, I think you'd be surprised at how many errors they're actually making in practice. But they're making errors on the side of taking risks to level up a skill. So please don't be tentative. Take risks. Now, the sixth tip is you got to stop exercising and start training. Identify the difference between these two things is critically important. So what exercising is you're going and doing a workout, you do all the exercise you like, your workouts are constantly changing, you're not tracking any of your results, you're doing conditioning one day, you're doing plyometrics the next day, you're doing strength training. It's just your workouts are constantly changing. And exercising is really good to be a healthy athlete, but it's not going to help you improve on something specific like jumping higher, where training is a little bit different. different. When you're training, you have a structured program. You have strategies on how to improve on your exercise. You have identified your weak points and you target those weak points. You have a coach that helps guide you in the right direction. And that's exactly what I do with the Vert Strength Program. That's my online program where I help volleyball players one-on-one jump higher and gain strength intelligently. If you start applying these 6 tips to your training, I'm telling you, you're going to start jumping higher. Now, if you are someone that's been training hard and you're not jumping higher, you got to understand doing the same thing all the time, your body is very adaptive and it doesn't force your body to improve. You need new things, new challenges, new ways to train so that you make bigger vertical improvements. And once again, that's exactly what I help volleyball players with in the Vert Strength Program. And if you want to learn more about how I can help you one-on-one so you can jump higher, faster, and more safely, then find that link below or somewhere. There'll be a link somewhere. But anyways, guys, I really appreciate you tuning in, and I'll catch you guys next time. I'm out.